have Ray. Is it Boucher? Am I saying it right?
Boucher, as in Bobby Boucher from The Waterboy.
All these years I've seen your name and I've never said it out loud. It's so funny. So tell everybody who you are and what you do.
My name is Ray Boucher. Me and my wife Betty, we own the shop Auto Repair in Phoenix. We're over at 19th Avenue in Peoria, 10717 North 19th Avenue. We just specialize in general auto repair. We've been in business 13 years. We've been in this location, and we're just a small mom and pop shop, and we try to help the community around here with. So it's a poorer community, so we don't have a higher priced clientele, so we work with the customers in the area, and we try to give everybody a fair price and a good job.
Well, Ray, I've watched you and Betty serve for, at least the 10 years that I've known you, and also not just serve with the sanatorium, but serve just generally. I mean, you help a lot of people get back on the road who wouldn't necessarily otherwise be able to get back on the road without your help. So I want to thank you for being that kind of a leader, because that's an amazing thing to be that kind of a business person. Why do you do it? I mean, you could have opened up a shop in a wealthy neighborhood, and you and Betty could live in a bigger house. I mean, why did you decide to open up a shop where you did, and why do you keep on doing it?
Well, to be honest, a little bit selfish, I guess. We had a trucking company before this, and we hauled asphalt and dirt and stuff like that, and initially I started out one truck, one man, and then I started to expand, and then we had multiple trucks, and then we were dispatching a bunch of trucks, and there was a ton of money, coming in and out, and just everything else. And when the economy collapsed, there was no more. There was some work, but nobody was paying, and
right.
And I decided that what, I'm gonna do something different, and so we already had the shop for the trucking company, and so decided we would start fixing cars, and that's what we did.
So that's amazing. I've known you for 10 years and I never knew that story. That's incredible. So I love this show because I get to learn even more about the people. It's just like having coffee, right? So,
yeah.
So what's the biggest lesson that you've learned? You guys have been in business for a long time, because how long did you have the trucking company?
We had the trucking company. We started that in '02, and so we had that for 4 years. And before that, I worked fleet mechanic for years. I worked for BFI, and I'm originally from Boston, so we worked at BFI for years. And then I worked for a city for 15 years. And then I decided to move out to Arizona to get rich. And so anyways, a friend of mine talked me into coming out here and starting a trucking business. And, and it went pretty well. But, I did learn a lot in that trucking business. Probably the greatest thing that I did learn is that I can't let the business own me. I need to own the business. And that trucking business was all consuming. I worked 7 days a week, 10 hours a day. There was no time for anything. And when it was all said and done, after the economy collapsed, there was no money left either, And so me and Betty decided that, we're going to start a business, and we're going to come in, we're going to work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And when we need time off, we're going to take time off. And when we need to do things with our family and stuff like that, we're going to do it. And that's what we did. And that's probably the greatest thing that I think I did learn, is that not to let the business consume me and own me. I put my effort into my business. I do a lot of work. I show up. I keep some people employed and stuff like that. But what good is the business if I can't enjoy the fruits of my labor also?
Well, it's so interesting that you say that, because I grew up in a family business as a kid, and my dad, I was just saying it to Doc last night, my dad worked and 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 worked. He stopped working when he was 85, and he never got a chance to really enjoy, because by the time he was done working, he was too old to really get out there and do, he's having a hard time with his legs underneath him, and he's gotten cancer now, and so he's kind of missed out on that opportunity to really enjoy. And one of the things I see you and Betty do is you enjoy, and you do a ton of service work, you help a ton of people. You're doing camping, you go fishing, you do lots of stuff. You spend a ton of time with your ever-growing family, and I've always admired that. So thank you for sharing that. That's really kind of cool. I think it's a really important lesson. So when did you guys decide to start doing the Santa Toy Run? Because this is the 11th year, the 12th year? How many years has it been?
This is the 10th year.
Okay, this is the 10th year.
Yeah. And so when we moved to Arizona, we hooked up with this group, Putt and Sober, which is a fantastic group of people. And this would not happen without Putt and Sober.
Yay.
I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. And so we would do small little things on Christmas. We would have 15 to 20 of us, and we would go shopping at Toys R Us, and we would go to a little shelter or facility that had children having a difficult time, and we did that for a few years, and then some stuff started happening with them, and they didn't want us to come in. They didn't want us to interact with the children. They I think is just more of the legalities of confidentiality, stuff like that.
Right.
And everybody really wants, and they like to interact with the children. They like to see, and talk to the kids and try to bring some cheer into their lives. And so a few of us got together and we came up with this idea, and we started doing this tournament. We had the spot. We have the space to do it. There's a daycare that was down the street from us, a couple doors down. We talked to them, and they have, again, the same clientele we have. This neighborhood is definitely impoverished. It's not a big. Sorry, we're still trying to run the business.
Yeah, no. How dare you have a telephone call, right?
Yeah. So, we started working with them, and they started finding us families and children. And we decided to have a big party, and the money that we raised with the party, and we have a poker run and all that kind of stuff. We use that for the behind the scenes stuff, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But the party is what everybody sees, and so the Putt and Sober group, who like I said, are instrumental. This is why it happens. It doesn't really happen because of me and Betty. I mean, we provide the opportunity, we provide the place, and we let other people be of service. And what happens is that this group, Putt and Sober, has most of us all ride motorcycles, and we do a lot of riding, and we also do a lot of service work. And so what we do is we have a poker run in the morning, and if you people that don't know what a poker run is we have 5 stops on the motorcycles, and we each get a card at each stop, and at the end, whoever has the best hand wins, and whoever has the worst hand also wins. But that raises money because we split the pot up and stuff like that. Then we have raffle prizes and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, we have the poker run first. Starts at 9 a.m. We kick stands up at 9 a.m. We come back to the party already starting here at the shop at noon, and we have to have a lot of volunteers to get that party going. So a lot of the kids and the families from this neighborhood come up here, and we have jumpy houses, and we have some music. We have hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff like that for the kids, face painting, cupcake making. We also have a couple booths that come in that have some what do you say, some help for the neighborhood kids. I'm having a brain cramp. I can't think of exactly what. Some resources, yes, some resources, and so that the families can find some help in other directions too. And so when we all come in at 2:00 on the poker run, and Santa leading the way, he comes in, and all the kids are standing at the gate, and they all cheer as Santa pulls in, and sometimes upwards of 80, 90 motorcycles are going to come pulling in, and it's a pretty overwhelming thing. The kids can't wait to see Santa pull in on that Harley.
I'm getting choked up as you're talking. So I'm a member of Put and Sober too, and I'm really proud of being a member of Put and Sober. I think that what you allow Put and Sober to do in the shop's parking lot is really amazing, and how the service is between each other, what we get out of it, but also when we ride up on our motorcycles and we see those kids' faces, it's just incredible what happens. And I meant to grab some photographs, but you can go to santatoyrun.com and see some photographs, or you can go to Santa Toy Run on Facebook and see plenty of photographs of just how much it means to the kids. And to the small, a lot of the single moms that are there, but some are, dual parent families, but there's a lot of single parent families that they have multiple children. And if they didn't have this event, their kids wouldn't get a Christmas tree, they wouldn't get a ham, they wouldn't get a turkey, and they wouldn't get any toys. And so this whole event is such a huge thing, and it's so close to my heart, because a lot of these children, if we didn't show up on motorcycles with Santa, they wouldn't have a Christmas. And that's huge.
It's definitely true. Again, everybody sees the party, and that's fantastic, and it's a lot of fun, and everybody has a ball. Betty, who does most of the behind the scenes stuff there, she sees the true tragedies that are really out there, and she hears the horrible stories, and she goes and she puts together some stuff for these kids, So we give out, every kid that comes to the party gets a gift. We try to keep them to these small gifts and stuff. But a lot of these guys, they are very generous. They buy bicycles, and they buy, all these remote control cars and stuff like that, and all kinds of stuff. And they donate them. And Betty puts together bags for these families. These families will come in. They'll tell her their sad story, and then they'll give her the names and ages of the kids, and she'll put together bags for them, and then we get some gift cards from Walmart with the money that is raised, and we'll give each family some gift cards and some toys, for their things. And again, some of the stories, Betty tells me some of the stories, and they're pretty sad. We have a family this year that I believe is 6 children, and both parents died this year. Another one there, another family, the kids there lost their dad to this year in a motorcycle accident. And, we hear stories like that all the time. And every year we seem to have 1 or 2 terminally ill kids that are part of this too, So there's a lot of tragic stories out there. And we need to be very grateful for what we got. And how can we be grateful? We have to give it away.
Absolutely. Last year there was a young boy who wanted a bicycle for his birthday, and his mom bought it and put it on the back porch, and it was stolen. And so Doc and I collected a bunch of money from our friends, and we were able to buy the bicycle. And it was just really fun to buy that bike and put it in the back of the truck at Walmart, which incidentally, we start off at the whole route is on santatoyrun.com. So if you ride a motorcycle or you don't, the whole route is there. You can stop and give a gift or at any point during the run, or you can go to santatoyrun.com and actually donate online. So there's an Amazon gift registry there. There's a link to walmart.com where you can buy a gift card and have it mailed to the shop, or a turkey or a ham. You can also buy a Christmas tree at Home Depot, and Home Depot will send it right to the shop for free. So if you go to santatoyrun.com, you can gift, or you can stop at any stop along the way. We start off at the shop at we're going to be meeting, a bunch of us are going to be meeting up here in the north part of the valley at 7:30 at the Circle K at 7th Avenue and the 101. And we're going to drive down for registration at 8 o'clock at the shop. And then we're going to hang out for, a couple minutes and have coffee and have fellowship in the parking lot and get to know each other, because the community thing is so much a part of it. Then we're riding up to Harold's and having breakfast. So Harold's has really been awesome. Every year they really give us a great spread. Kudos to Harold's, right?
Oh yeah, Harold's is very good. That's probably the favorite part of the poker
of the
run.
ride, right? Everyone loves Harold's, right? You have breakfast at Harold's in Cave Creek. Then we ride from there over to the Walmart in Cave Creek, and I have to say the Walmart in Cave Creek is like fantastic. I mean,
they're very good to us.
Super. They'll give us extra coupons and extra money cards, and so we come with the money that we have, but then Walmart supplements it. So I have all good things to say about the Walmart in Cave Creek. we have a truck there where all the toys get put into it. So if you're unable to make it to the shop at 9 o'clock, before 9 o'clock to ride with us, you can always come to breakfast at Harold's and pay for a ticket there, or you can come to Walmart and buy toys and put it in the back of the truck. Then from there we go to Cycle Gear, right?
I believe so. I believe Cycle Gear is the next stop. And
Yep.
then, and they're being generous this year, and they've given us some stuff for the raffle.
Awesome.
And then
we stayed at
open road cycles.
Yeah, and then we staged open road cycles. That's where Santa makes an appearance.
Yeah.
And he gets on his Harley. So there's nothing cooler than seeing Santa and Mrs. Claus on a Harley. And so we stage there, and then we roll in together in a big pack. And like you said, there's between, I actually hope there's going to be 150 bikes this year. I've been trying as much as I can to get people that I know that ride up here north that don't necessarily know about the shop come on down south and help out. So we're going to meet here, like I said, in North Phoenix and come meet the crew. From there, there's bands and there's lunch, and you can always show up at 2 o'clock with a toy, or you can show up with a checkbook. We take checks, you can do that. And Betty and Ray will cash them and pass them along. So the santatoyrun.com is the website. And, Betty and Ray, I just really, I admire you, I respect you, and I just love you so much for being in my life. You've just been a very important part of my life. I'm so proud of you for what you do with Santa Toy Run. And I'm just so proud of what you do with your business. You're really an example of servant leadership. I mean, you could have chose to lead anyway, but you chose to be a servant leader. And, why? I mean, why do you do that? Why did you choose to lead in this way?
I don't know if I chose anything. It just we just do what we do. I mean, this is a friend told me. He says, he says you don't have to look too far to be grateful. And I just I want to feel grateful. And the only way I can feel grateful is by giving away, is by being of service, is by just trying to be part of the community. I don't know. My wife, is
a saint.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go as far as a saint, but she's definitely right up there. And she, she makes me better. Sometimes, I want to be selfish and she won't let me. She just she's always pushing, she's always reaching out, she always wants to be part of it. And, that's awesome. It's incredible. It's a gift that she has. My wife, a lot of people don't know, but when her childhood was bad and she didn't get Christmas, and she didn't have a real good childhood, and she makes sure that does as much as she can to make sure as many people get Christmas as they can, and just enjoy their childhood. We have 5 kids and 11 grandkids, and she has a lot of work to do, but our kids, they'll be happy with a log, and
well, that's really funny. Can you tell the log story before we go?
The log, you want to hear the log story?
I want to hear the log story. You know what, Chris May just said on Facebook, I love this event and my grandkids have so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, I can't see that yet. So I'm glad that somebody that's been there has enjoyed it. Yeah, is commenting on it. But so the log story is that my youngest daughter, Sky, and she's definitely an awesome kid. She's a great mom. She has 4 children of her own now, and she's a baby factory. She has 2 sets of twins. And so, anyways, when she was tiny, and she was I don't know, probably 3 or 4, and she. Every time a commercial came on TV, she'd go, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, I want this. Daddy, 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 I want that. Daddy, 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 Daddy." And she this kept on going on and on and on, and finally one day I stopped her and she goes, "Daddy, Daddy," and I picked her up and I put her on the dining room table and I says, "Here, stop right here." I said, "Sit right here," and I walked over to the fireplace and I picked up a log from the side of the fireplace, and I said, "Sky, here's your Christmas present. It's a log." I says, "Take it. You can hold it. You can cradle it. You can hold papers down with it. You can throw it. You can do anything you want with it. Merry Christmas. Here you go." And Sky stopped and she looked at that log, and I took her off the table and put her down, and she went upstairs. And an hour or two later, she came down, and that doll had hair and eyes, and it had all kinds of clothing on it and everything else. And and Sky made, she had her Christmas present, and it was a log. And you know, you could. It's not really about what you get; it's what you do with it, and all that kind of stuff. And so ever since then, every year somebody gets a log. It's usually somebody that's newly come into our lives or something, and they show something special to us, and we usually give them the log. And just a family tradition that's gone on and on and on. I mean, it really isn't about the getting and the giving and all that kind of stuff. It's about being with family and friends and all that kind of stuff. And if it comes down to just getting a log, it's good enough.
I was there last year when you gave the log to Amy at your house, and I just thought, how wonderful. How wonderful on so many levels, but how lucky am I to have you and Betty in my life. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on Relentless Talk Radio today. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being there for me through some tough times of my own, and just thank you for all that you do for the community, and especially what you do for Putting Sober.
Well, thank you, Michelle. Michelle, you're a huge part of this too, and you've done a real lot to promote it and help us out here. And we really want to thank you. We're glad you're in our lives too.
Thank you. So that's it. You came so out of your comfort zone by coming on technology today, and look at that, it's all done.
Oh, well, I just can't wait to see it.
Thanks a lot, Ray, and we'll see you soon. See you Saturday morning at 8 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
Take care. All right, everybody, so that's a wrap. It's Relentless Talk Radio, episode 50. I've got tears in my eyes, and it's been a really good episode in spite of the fact that we lost Stacy there for a second in episode 2. I really enjoyed both conversations today. SantaToyRun.com. If you have any little inkling to give in your heart, just go to SantaToyRun.com. There's places you can donate there, or just show up at the shop with a toy. If you ride a motorcycle, we'd love to ride with you. So again, SantaToyRun.com, and that's it. Relentless Talk Radio, episode 50. All set. It's a wrap. Take care, guys.